The OP-1 is simply the most used instrument in all of my Instagram jams, so that makes it a perfect candidate for this ongoing series highlighting gear I really like. Hi, welcome back to my sporadic series about gear I've been using for a long time and feel like I can say something about it, which maybe could be helpful to some of you out there. It's kind of a personal long-term review thing because we all know all the shiny new stuff, the latest and greatest, the reviews about that. They are great, they are interesting, but do we really need all this new gear to make great music? Of course not. The Teenage Engineering OP-1. An instrument which polarizes. There are people who love it, there are people who hate it. There's always the question if this is a real instrument or is just a very expensive toy for hipsters. To be honest, I never asked this question because my favorite musician of all time, Justin Vernon of Bon Iver, he used it and I knew it has to be great if he uses it. So there was no question for me about that. I bought mine 4 years ago in 2020 for about 700 euros on the used market. If you want a new one, there's the OP-1 Field, the newer version, and I haven't had a chance to try that. It's probably cool. It has stereo tracks and probably a lot of other features, which I don't remember. But it's very expensive. And these are, I think, if you're looking for a used original one, they are still around 700 euros. My first ever Teenage Engineering product was a pocket operator. Batteries are empty. And I got another one. Nice case. And I also have the OP-C. And they are all great, they are fun. I did a lot of jams with them. But the OP-1 is by far my favorite because I think this is a great instrument. I like how it sounds. I like to use these sounds in my music a lot. And in a best case scenario, these sounds help me to create better music. They inspire me to do something. Of course, this is also a workstation. You can create full songs on this. And I've used it a ton in jams, which is great. And which is so much fun. But I think it's even more important that I've used this on actual tracks that I produced in the studio in my computer. Because I like the sound of it. Okay, here it is in all its glory, the OP-1, and I'll give you a very quick overview of this because there are, of course, tons of tutorials out there, reviews out there that you can go and watch if you want to learn how to use this. Here's my take on just giving you the basics and then telling you what I really like about it. So there are four main categories here. You have the synth engines, you have the drums or samples. You have the tape section where you can record up to 4 tracks on this digital tape machine thing. And yeah, this is where all the debate is. Some people think this is great, some people think this is bullshit, and my opinion is, well, I've used this a ton for jams and it's fun, but I haven't used it for serious music making. So when I want to create a complete track, I'll always do this in my DAW in Ableton and not on this cumbersome 4-track thing here. Then there's the master section where you can mix your 4 tracks. There's a master equalizer and master effects. Master volume and a drive, which sounds great. And that's the thing with the OP-1. It already starts to give me ideas. I mean, this sounds cool. Let's go to the tape. One main problem for some people might be that there's no quantize option. So I will not go through every detail and through all these synth engines. I'll give you just some ideas maybe here, some insights on what I like to use. And we will start with the voltage engine, which is the last one in this alphabetical order. And if I turn back all the knobs, I get this very sine wavy kind of sound. I can open a filter and I can add some modulation here. Yeah, so the thing is, you don't really exactly know what these knobs are doing. They are not labeled or anything. And that's a good thing, so you keep experimenting. Page 2 is an envelope. This is easy to explain. It's a standard envelope with attack, decay, sustain, release. So you could come up with something like this. On page 3 we have effects. There's stuff like delays, but there's also the crazy stuff like the famous cow, which is just fun. I mean, this is really old by now. This is from 2011, I think. And this effect might be overused, but I still like it. On page 4 you get an LFO. There's actually different types of LFOs or modulation that you can add. Tremolo is obviously cool for tremolo. Or some sort of sidechaining effect. They have this sidechain envelope, which is really cool. And now, this would be a sound that I could see me using in a production. I can set a tempo. This is 110 BPM. The sidechain LFO works in quarter notes. And now what I would do is just plug this in and record this live. And you get this sound which is maybe not always perfectly in sync. This is not inside your DAW. This is not MIDI synced at this moment when you do it like this. And most importantly, the sidechain in this case works on a per voice basis. So if I push them at the same time, it sounds just like a regular sidechain. But if I press the buttons not at exactly the same time, you get this. wobbly sound. I think that's kind of cool. Let me add a kick. Yeah, you get this one that's... It's cool if an instrument inspires you to do this. I think one of the go-to famous sounds is the digital synthesizer here. These are kind of famous OP-1 sounds. These cheesy organ digital piano sounds. So one of the best ones in my opinion is the Lullaby Time preset, which is just beautiful. Well, this is maybe interesting. How did they do this effect? That's a normal sound. And the LFO, in this case, uses the envelope to change the green knob on the synth page. Yeah, you can actually see it. Love the sound. The FM one is great. It looks like this, and if you're like me, you don't know anything about FM synthesis. It's complicated. And
5 minutes later.
Okay, I'm really bad at explaining this because I really don't know what these are doing. This has weird sounds in it. Okay, the last synth engine I want to have a look at is Cluster, which can sound like this. And the cool thing here is there's just a basic envelope, no effects, no LFO. There's a lot of movement in here already. It always has this kind of filter movement, filter opening up. Now again, if you add the LFO to one of these elements here, maybe to the white one. And here you can actually see it moving. And I can still add an effect. Let's go for one of the crazier ones. The phone one is pretty unpredictable to me. Too much. Final very important OP-1 ingredient, the sequencers. There are 6 different types of sequences in here. Well, the first one is an arpeggiator. This sounds kind of cool. The second one is the endless sequencer, which is really interesting because you can add, I think, as many steps as you want, and it would just play them one after the other. And then of course you can tweak the sound while the sequence is running. And you could record this. And again, I often just use this not synced or maybe it is synced, MIDI synced via the USB port to Ableton and just come up with the sequence, record it into your DAW and go on from there. Maybe record it for 16 bars or 32 or whatever and tweak some stuff and just using this as one instrument, not using all the tape and recording features. The next sequence is finger. I like this one, which is just a 3-step sequence. Pattern is the next one, which is more like a classic. I don't really use this very often. Oh. This is sketch. This is how the word love sounds. And Tombola, the last one. This is cool again. You can open up this circle and they will disappear eventually. Let's wait for them to disappear. Last one. Come on. Still here. Hey fella. Yeah. And it's gone. I think that's it. That's all I want to tell you about this for now. And it's about why I like it, why I love working with this. I think one more thing. Of course, this is very portable. We haven't even talked about that. I can take it with me. I have this analog case for it. And I can just put it in here and take it with me anywhere. And when I do that, of course, I will also use the internal tape features to sketch ideas or something. But at the same time, this is a full grown-up synth in my studio, and I like to use it as that. This is one instrument I have. I can use maybe a Prophet for a pad, and I will use another synth for bass. My drums are coming from Ableton, and I will use this for some sort of lead sound or something. So this is really one of the various serious instruments I have and I love to use. That's what it is for me. That's what I hope came across in this video. If you enjoyed this, give this video a thumbs up. Please follow the channel. Leave a comment. Tell me what you think about it. And well, see you in the next one when I'm going to talk about the next piece of gear, which I think is worth talking about.